last week, there was a boat that came through the United States of America from California. It's one of those big cargo boats, and it made its way to American Samoa, Pango, our neighbor. And then the last port, it came here to Apia. From that boat, there's some cargo that was offloaded, and this is what we got from that cargo boat. So we got seized these 2 containers here. We've got K9s, these dogs, they're drug sniffing dogs, and we also had some information that led us to believe that there might be some narcotics on board and in these containers here. I'd just like to also introduce the Customs CEO, Avalisa. She's the one that spearheaded this operation. We're here at Customs office, by the way. And they did a wonderful job that recovered methamphetamine and also some cannabis or marijuana. As you see back here, these things were hidden in these containers that were brought into our shores. We found, and we've already tested, preliminary tests indicates that it is methamphetamine, ISA, and also it's cannabis also from California. And these are the high-powered ones, not the ones that we find here locally. These are specifically engineered and it has better quality. These are buds, not leaves. These are the real stuff here now. And these are very, very potent. They're laced with other materials too, from my understanding. And that's why it has different effects from the ones that we have in Samoa. Costs a lot of money and is very, very dangerous. This is not the first time now. Last week we also busted a shipment that came in from Brisbane. So it's starting to be a trend. And the Samoan police, along with Customs, will not tolerate this kind of behavior and this kind of activity coming into our borders, and we will be vigilant. And we'll use whatever resources that we have to protect our borders, even under the SOE and the COVID and the border closures and everything. We'll still be very vigilant. So we recovered 574 grams of methamphetamine, which equates to about 574,000 tala. We also got 2,000 plus grams of this type of marijuana, which equates to about 50,000 tala that's been stopped here today. What's interesting about this find, it was brought in these 2 containers here. And if you look at the containers, it got all kinds of different effects in here. A lot of chips. These things were hidden in these containers here. So without the assistance from the K9 or dogs, we would not have been able to recover. There are other things in the works right now. We're getting a X-ray machine that will see through this and make our jobs a whole lot easier. Now, just to go back here to the exhibits that we have here, this is methamphetamine. This is ISA over here. It's already been tested using a preliminary testing machine, and it's come out to be methamphetamine, and it will still have to be. I need someone to lift it up. This is ISA. ISA. It's in Samoa. This is also what ISA looks like. ISA. And this has got nothing positive about this stuff here. This really erodes and kills our community. And we're so glad with the hard work of these guys. Now also, what's interesting is that it came in these cereal boxes. It was hidden inside the cereal box. These ones here, it came from California, and we know the city in California where these came from. So naturally, we're gonna do our little homework. We'll go back and see where it actually originated from, but we've got addresses. The next one over here, it came in this game box here. This is a washing powder. And in that had this little container, and that's what tested. It came out to be cannabis for warm-up. You can see this is these are the real ones. And then in here, hidden, was the powder. You actually have the powder in there, so they squeeze this in there to hide the marijuana in this canister, thinking the dog would not pick it up. The dog picked it up. Moving over here, we found this container all in here, hidden in this mess over here. was that chips. And in there, you had more marijuana. In that one there, we found those 2 cans there. It was mason jars full of marijuana as well. And of course, the powder there, we already tested these powders. It came out to be washing powder. Over there, as you can see, in this container here, so we emptied one of these containers, mason jar containers. See how small, one container there. So you got this small container, but look at what it came out of that container. It's 318 grams of specially laced marijuana. These are buds. So those are the cans that came out of that gain powder, washing powder. And we have our own little way of detecting what should be in there, what should not be in there too. We don't have the X-ray machine, but we have our own ways to check it out. And I won't share that today. In that gain powder box, there's powder as well, but inside, hidden on the bottom, wrapped up really tightly, was this marijuana, cannabis again. And that's the same thing with over here, with that small old washing powder again, and that other washing powder. We found these others, and they were tested as well. It came out to be cannabis, marijuana as well. So 2 drugs found here, cannabis, methamphetamine. We looked, doesn't appear to be any weapons or no other drugs. Maybe it's in there, maybe it's not, but we've done our best here, and this is what we can find today. With SOE, border closures, we're protecting our people and everything. Samoan police, customs will never rest. We'll continue to do our jobs here, among many other things. And I would just like to thank Customs for being so alert and being proactive that they found these things here. And all this will be relinquished over to the police, and the police will continue to do their investigation forward from now on. If we have to do, we've already got names, but we have some suspects in mind. There may be some search warrants coming. There may be some arrests, but right now we do not have an arrest. No arrest right now. Main thing, these things are off the street, because this is what's very dangerous. These people drink and they drive and they drink and they smoke this stuff, and then also snort that's methamphetamine or injected or taken through the nose or ingested some other way, and it makes our lives very, very dangerous. So put it all together again, the cost of methamphetamine street value right now that we've stopped, it's about 574,000 tala and about 50,000 tala on this marijuana street value. So you do the math if you want to add the two. So we'll continue. We continue to look at these ships that are coming into Samoa. We're analyzing where it may be coming from, because now we're finding out that we're getting cannabis from Australia, and there might be some from New Zealand as well. So we're not gonna just look at America, United States. We're gonna look at everything that comes into Samoa. And these folks have really thought it out. They've got sticks, they got spices, they got electric bulbs in here for your electricity. We got shoes, and mixed in there is this stuff over here. So they really thought it through how they're going to get in. We don't know. Maybe this is a test case, or maybe it's been coming into some all these years, or there's an increase right now, or what. But we're working together with the PTCCC, the TCUs, with our other external partners, regional partners. Fiji, New Zealand, Panama, as well as the two, and then our internal partners here, the Attorney General's Office, all the border agencies as well, immigration, port, and over at the airport as well. And essentially, that's it.
What is it for you? The efforts there, K9-UNIT, the joint effort. If I've taken for the team, you looked at the airport, and the for the border. And Mr. Foy, the K9 This is a big hit for customs and police. The Fautuaali'i drug snake. cocaine, o le aisa. Ia, te nei foi nei discovery wa mo el customs ia. E whapena foi le K9. E whapena salua ia Fuiava, ia te nei la wala tau pe lima se lau mo tuku ti afa miliona, le tau nei mea. Ia so, lau ia te whapopo atu, o whafataile i ti sumane e lua. Ia nese lava li pora, ia mo lato malmera, whapitoa nei wa whatino wa mawale nei operation. Ia, o morsifia, ia o lo whawa peale, malmera whitane ale officer duty, noi, ia ile tatunua ia o whapenao na i toi continue lava ia mai o mea nei o replace nei mea wa mo foi. Ia ai o la amataitu lava ele team le joint K9-UNIT le mato ma polisia ele nitu lava nei whapenao na o na mampuia le tatu ia mai nei ia wala whasaina ia pero tu whapopoatu na ele sauna Fuiavailili tai au nei auri ia o whalo lava.
Lava.
Ia. Ia temi nei ele natu ele information na mo le public o lo tu natu ko ino kisa leo ia wa fo inisi sailili ngati lide tulaga nei wa ita tununga ia ese tawata mai family ia ese fo ia o pero se sailili na lo continue betting nei.
Yeah, it's Fautuaali'i. Any questions? Well, I tell you, many years of America, it hasn't started just recently. This thing's been going on for a long time. But I think with the cooperation of the United States, border patrols in the United States, the assistance from New Zealand, Australia, and our other contributing partners here for border control, that's the only way you try to limit this stuff here. We've got the PTCCC that connects directly also with the big nations, small nations here in the Pacific, but it also is connected with the United States of America. There's a lot of drugs in the United States. The cost of a kilo of methamphetamine in the United States averages about $35,000 US. 1 kilo, that's 2.2 pounds. When it reaches New Zealand, Australia, you're looking at 250,000 New Zealand dollars or Australian dollars. It's a lot of money. So what we don't want is we don't want this stuff coming into Samoa to be one of these hubs to go to New Zealand or to Australia. Those other countries, I won't name any countries here in the Pacific, but I think it's very common that a lot of that is happening in the Pacific. That comes through our nation, and then it makes it to where the big money's at in New Zealand, Australia. So my job here is not only to protect the Samoan, our communities here from the wrath of terrible things here, and now you're getting in the cannabis that's really, really bad for you because you don't know what's in this marijuana. I know it's legal in other countries, but it's definitely illegal in Samoa. But what really worries me too is what's in this cannabis here. What kind of effects would it do on anyone? And then also we try to protect our donors and our partners too in Australia and New Zealand because it filters through the Pacific onto New Zealand and Australia where the big money is. And whatever comes through, as common sense does, if it comes through your area, the chances are there's going to be a few stuff that's left here. And that's just going to erode our community. And that's where we come in as border agency, especially customs, immigration, and quarantine, and harbor patrol, and airports, and the police to work together, to really work together to protect our nations here. That's all we can do is to be smart when we target these things, because there's so many containers that come through our ports now, probably more than ever before. Do we have the resources, do we have the expertise to manage and look into everything that comes into our borders? It's a tough one. It's a very tough one. We have one patrol boat that patrols our EEZs, and they're doing the best they can as well. We don't know what's coming through our borders as it goes through, passes our EEZ, going to other nations. So we're looking at what's traveling from the South American border, coming through Tahiti, going through Tonga, Fiji, and what's going through us over here to go towards New Zealand, Australia. So we've been very, very thinking very smartly about this, and also pulling the experts in those other regions, the agencies that have been helping us all along. So it's not just the police, not just these guys, customs. We all need to be vigilant, because if you're seeing some weird boat out there and it seems to be they're not doing something funny that's not normal, then phone it in, call it in, and then the boat Napanua will respond, or we'll do some sort of action towards that anyway. So, but we're very vigilant, we care about our jobs and we care about our people, is why we really do this thing here. And the alertness, the proactivity that customs have done resulted in this. But I always worry too, what else is coming into our borders that we don't know. And that's where we really need to build our capacity here and build how we do business with our overseas partners as well. And we're very connected now with the United States, New Zealand, Australia. We have the PTCCC, the PTCN, and those are the kind of agencies that we deal with and try to assist us in keeping some a little bit safer. We don't, I don't have that information right now, but it came in on Thursday.
Did you just recover this today?
Yeah. We seized the container yesterday.
Oh,
Monday, before 5 o'clock. Seized my only agent. But yeah, shows a lot of boat. But knowing on the season, there's a lot of personal effects coming in now. Yeah, so but this is the intel that we received from the TCU. We joined operation there. But to all our people here, personal effects here, customs 500. Because it's mostly food items, personal effects. Drugs. Yeah, so the warning to our relatives and friends overseas, you have to know what's coming in your container. Because that's why okay, ma foi le disse o mai como containers nei o yo passo se mai e foi le no e mai mangingo ai lo yese me fa pe pa o ka fa pe e le ka wa mai ia the way to the imports pe la come ni fa ma so it's not an easy job for us. I for the guy for a commissioner I have for in my because once it's a joint effort to us. Over my goal and overall the commissioner we continue to bring my way the hard work the real government link behind the gay imports here we had by police for the so it might but at the same time if we find my own charges here important if we know the Jadi lang ang mga faking umali leo more discovery discovery ngai tuaku the legal side of everything o courts mi fapenga e mai loela ia le o te fiengi se la loka e konsinga ia kula fapenga kai tsa to everyone from mole ia